Bismillah, may peace be upon you all. This is your brother Aaron, aka Ben Adam, coming at you with another lightsaber related video. In this video, I'd like to do a walkthrough or operation guide of how to use a Theory Sabers one button SNV4 soundboard saber with pixel blade. Now these sabers actually have a lot of functionality, a pretty long list of functionality. And so I wanted to begin by just reminding you that you can just jump in and get right to action without a lot of complication. Just like what you see in the movies, people take their lightsabers out, they ignite them, and they get to work. And you can do the same thing with this saber. You don't have to engage it in such a complex way. You can literally just cut it on, swing it around, have fun, do your duels, and cut it off, and that's it. There are layers to this functionality. But again, you don't have to fully engage all of that functionality all the time. So I like to start with what I call the quick action mode. That is, first you're going to secure the blade with the set screws that come with it, but don't over tighten. Comes with this nice L tool, and I just like to take the set screw. Whoops. Each saber comes with a particular number of set screws. This saber takes 1, 2, 3, 4. Another one that I have takes 3. Others may take 2. So there's a little Ziploc bag that comes with set screws in it, and actually give you extra ones. And what I like to do is just kind of line it up like that. Insert into the open end, line it up with the correct hole, and just screw it in. And you just want to tighten it until it's firm and you can tell it's in place. But again, don't over tighten. All right. After that, after the blade's firmly in place and not in danger of slipping out or flying out when you swing it around, you just want to wake it up. Right now it's completely off. The blade's not on, and this activation button is not lit. That means it's completely off. So you just want to wake it up. So when the hilt is completely powered down, you're just going to hold down the power button until the blue button light turns on and stays on. You should hear a power on boot up sound, and the saber is now in standby mode. Power on. Just like that. And I don't know if you can see, but this activation button has a blue LED light ring in it, and that means it's on but in standby at the moment. After that, you just want to turn the blade on while the saber hilt is in standby mode with the blue button light on. Just press and tap the button. Bang! There we go. That's that experience we all love. Okay? And then the saber is going to automatically make motion activated swing, idle hum, and clash on impact sounds while using it. Just like what you see here. That's going to happen automatically while you're swinging around. Then you have the blaster deflect, by just pressing the activation button once or as many times as you like to trigger the blaster deflection sound effect. That's the blaster deflect. After that, you just turn the blade off, and to do that, you're just going to press and hold the activation button until the blue light flashes 4 times or until the blade turns off. You just hold it down. That's it. After that, you're going to charge the hilt. And this hilt, all these hilts, they twist off right there in the middle. And then right there is your USB-C charge port. Every saber comes with a USB-C charge cable in it. It's actually an A to C charge cable, and you're just gonna plug this in. You can plug it into your own USB-C cube or strip. I bought this particular USB-C charging brick from Amazon, and it's the, what is it, 5-volt 1A that was recommended in the manual. And so I just bought one of these myself to be able to plug in, and then you're just gonna insert that right in there. After plugging this in, insert this right there, and then you're gonna actually hear a charge or charging voice prompt to know that it's charging. Carefully put this back on gently. And that's it. That's what I call quick action mode, to just get in it, have fun, and enjoy your Saber. That's it. You can even keep the blade fully attached. You don't have to take it on and off if you don't want. But if you do want to display it on the display stand, then yes, that does mean loosening the set screws. You don't have to take the set screws all the way out, but you can just loosen them enough so that the blade comfortably comes out. And then you can use the store or display the Saber on the Saber stand that comes with it. Next, we want to get into the next tier of functionality, which is accessible, or functionality that is accessible when this blue activation button is on, but the blade is not. So this is functionality in standby mode that is accessible when the blue activation button is on, but the blade is not. The first one we're going to demonstrate is just waking it up. Again, when the hilt is completely powered down, hold the power button until the blue button light turns on and stays on. You'll hear that boot up sound, and the Saber is in standby mode. We've already done that. That's why the blue light's on. Next, I'm going to show you how you can adjust the volume. And that is, you're going to hold the button until the blue light flashes once. All the functionality, all the tiers of functionality are based on flashes of this button or blinks of this button. Whether it's you're going to have it flash once or twice or 3 times or 4 times, whatever that is, all the functionality is based on the number of times this activation light flashes. All right, so first I'm going to show how you adjust the volume. That is, you're going to hold this button until the blue light flashes once, then release. Then you're going to repeat that cycle through all 3 modes, which are mute, low volume, and high volume, which you will hear that in the voice prompt. So let's go ahead and show you that.
Low volume. Mute on. High volume.
And there it is. I like to keep mine on high volume. Next, I'm going to show you the ignition effect, or really like the blade effect. This really affects also when the blade first comes on after you hit the ignition button. It has different effects, 12, or really like, 11, 12 in total. And to do that, you're going to hold the button until the blue light flashes twice, or like 2 seconds. But specifically, blue flashes twice. And you will hear in ignition 1, ignition 2, ignition 3, all the way to 12 voice prompt. And then you just release.
Ignition 2.
And if I want to see it, I can actually now hit it to turn it on. Okay. So again, all I'm doing is just pressing and holding the breath. What they actually call this the breath light. I just call it a blue light until it flashes twice.
Ignition 3. Ignition 4.
Okay, I'm not going to show you all of them, but just showing you that there's multiple, and this is how you do it. So again, if you have big fingers like me, you kind of have to do it to the side enough so you can actually see and watch the number of flashes.
Ignition 5. Ignition 6. Ignition 7. Ignition 8. Ignition 9. Ignition 10.
So I'm going to take this all the way back to 1.
Ignition 11. Ignition 1.
There we go. All right, so you'll have fun just discovering and seeing all those different ignition blade effects. So next, we want to show you all of the different switchblade effects where you're going to hold the button until the breath light flashes 3 times, then release.
Blade 2. Blade 3.
It's got this pulse. And these again are very specific effects that are on the blade the entire time it's on. Unlike the ignition effect, it's just an effect on the blade just when you turn it on, and then it goes to normal blade mode. This mode is literally the effect that will always be on the blade after you turn it on. And again, you're just going to hold the button until the breath light flashes 3 times, then release.
Blade 4. Blade 5.
Really interesting effects.
Blade 6. Blade 7. Blade 8. Blade 9. Blade 1.
Okay, now I'm back to 1. So there are 9 blade effects in total. Pretty amazing. The next functionality I'm going to show you that's accessible in standby mode is switching to sound fonts. And to do that, you're going to hold the button until the blue light flashes 4 times, then release.
Socatano.
And you'll hear a voice prompt that calls them out.
Balan's skull. The dark saber.
And like I
belongs to you.
said, if you want to hear it, then just turn it on. I'm going to keep it brief for the purposes of this video. I'm not going to actually demo every single sound font. But again, you're just going to press and hold the button until the blue light flashes 4 times in standby mode.
Traitor!
Wow, that's intense. Kylo Ren.
Just a simple wonder.
Now this is pod racing.
Morgan has He's no good to me dead. It's just Ben these days. At last we will have revenge.
Master Yoda.
Darth Sidious.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
I'm Cal, and this is BD1.
Second sister.
Let's go with second sister. I really like this one. Has a red blade sound font. All right. So after that, that's all the functionality that's accessible in standby mode. After that, it's just power saving mode, which is holding the button, or really cutting it all the way off, which is holding the button until the light is completely off.
Power off.
And you hear that. Now we'll go through functionality that's accessible when the blade is turned on. So this, again, you got to wake it up.
Power on.
It's in standby mode. Now you got to turn it on. Tapping the button once. So in this mode, as we've shown in the quick action, the blaster deflect is just to press the button once or as many times as you want to trigger that blaster deflection sound font. The blade lights up in different sections. Next we have Saber lockup, in which you hold the button until the blue light flashes once, and then you're going to release it to trigger a continuous saber locking sound effect. Press the button again while in this mode to turn this effect off. All right, so again, we're going to hold the button till the blue light flashes once. That saber lock is going to stay until you hit the button again to turn it off. Next up, we have the blade color change. And to do this, you're going to press and hold the button until the breath light flashes twice, then release. You're going to repeat this same process to cycle through all 12 colors. You're going to press and hold twice and release. So as you can see, it's just cycling through colors. 12 in total. All right. Next up, we're going to demonstrate blade flash on class effect, how to turn that on and off. You know, that's the flash on class right there. So if you want to turn that effect on or off, you're going to hold the button until the blue light flashes 3 times, and you will hear a voice prompt say clash off. And you're going to hold the button again until the blue light flashes 3 times, then release, and you will hear a voice prompt say clash on. So let's do that.
Clash off.
No clash now. When you hit it, no clash.
Clash on.
Now it's back on. All right, next thing we want to demonstrate is power saving mode, which you already know how to do. Again, if you want to just cut it off, you're just gonna hold the button until it again goes all the way off, but we're gonna keep it for now in standby mode. The next are what I call advanced gesture operations. And again, there are kind of advanced gesture based operations that are available and accessible in standby mode, and some when the blade is on. And some of these can be kind of tricky to get used to do like pretty fluidly, but we'll see how we can get that going. So the first is just turning on the saber by twisting it with the flick of the wrist. See, the first time I missed it, but second time I got it. And do the same thing to turn it off. And you can also switch sound fonts with the gesture. So this is a better view of how to switch sound fonts while the saber is in standby mode. The blue light is on. You have to hold the saber upright, and then you're going to hold the button while twisting.
No good to me dead.
Now, a fun one that I think some people will enjoy is that you can activate and change background music. So now when the blade is turned down, if we can do that, the blade is turned, while the blade is turned down, hold the button and twist the saber. This one just has one track of background music, and that music can play while the saber is on. Which is pretty cool. So again, to cut it off, it's going to turn it upside down and flick it. That's it. That's pretty cool. Next level of gesture-based operations are, again, if you just want to cut it on. That's just cutting it on. And what you can also do is change the blade color, which is when the blade is turned down, hold the button and twist the saber. I think you guys can see that. So that's a pretty cool way to be able to change the colors just by turning the blade down and holding the button and flicking the switch. Another one that's a little bit more complicated is that when the blade is up, you hold the button and then twist the saber, and that's called a force effect. So the blade is held up, and then you're going to hold the button and then twist the saber.
Vader, the fleet has moved out to light speed and we're preparing to... You have failed me for the last time. Captain Beard. Yes, Lord.
So with that, you can hear Darth Vader kind of force choking somebody. So it's different depending on the sound font. Okay, so the other thing you can do is simply, obviously it's flash on clash. You already know that. That's just when it makes contact. There's also drag. When you hold the button, then hit the saber. Now you can hear it making a drag sound. Then there's melt. You're gonna hold the button and then thrust the saber. And there you go. And that's it. If you found this video to be beneficial, let me know in the comment section. Hit that like button, you know what to do. But I really would love to hear your feedback if you found benefit in this. These sabers are complex, but also very simple at the same time. And I thought I would try to help you all navigate that functionality so that you can have whatever level of experience that you want to. And you really can see how you can literally do like a lightsaber academy with these things in terms of just learning the functionality, memorizing the functionality, and then testing yourself or a friend or a Padawan on the different levels of functionality. Shout out to my Padawans, Padawan Alma and Padawan Leanna. May peace be upon you all, and remember that peace doesn't happen by accident, it happens by action. Peace.